Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this face is new to you. Hi, hello, how are you? My name is Ryler, that stands for Rachel Eyler, and I'm on a journey to figure out my life, both personally, professionally, and financially. So thanks for clicking on the video. This has been a very long time requested one, probably since I started this channel, and that is to talk about my debt. I am in quite a bit of debt, and I've been waiting to do this video because I wanted to sit down with an expert, with a financial advisor, because I am not one in the slightest. And I feel like that always needs to be a disclaimer in my videos, is I am not a financial advisor. I'm just another girl on a journey trying to become debt-free and financially stable. I went to see a financial advisor last week in the beginning of December because I wanted to go to him and say, look, I've been doing this budgeting business for a few months now. I budgeted beforehand, but nothing to this extreme. I probably should say that. Like, I wasn't just like throwing money to credit cards and student loans and whatnot without like a plan, or even bills and stuff like that without a plan. But I was, not really looking at my paycheck in a certain way. And I do believe that's what cash budgeting and even more so like zero-based budgeting. I was looking at my finances and my paycheck in a very different way than I am now. But I ended up going to him and asking, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? And what am I doing kind of okay, but I could be doing better at? And I actually knew this guy. I interviewed him quite a bit. If you don't know, I am a TV journalist. I interviewed him quite a bit when I was a reporter. He was our financial kind of guy to go to when we talk about recession or inflation or student loan stuff. So I ended up giving him a call and just being like, yo, I know you answered all these questions for our viewers, but like, I need you to look at mine now. So that's exactly what we did. We probably chatted for about an hour and a half, just about, what my financial goals are, how much debt that I'm in, what do I want for the next 2 years, like long term, what do I want, so on and so forth. And I'm ready to share that all with you guys. Now, again, everybody's finances are different. Everybody's debt is different. This is just my perspective and what I am going through. If you are in debt and you just need some extra help or extra guidance or whatnot, please reach out to a financial advisor. Many of them, do your first consultation free. I did not have to pay anything to this guy. And it was super helpful just to finish December, or go through December and start a new year, with a good head on my shoulders. So anyway, let's stop chatting and get right into my debt. Grab coffee or something stronger. There may or may not be alcohol in this. Just kidding. There's no alcohol in this. It's 6 a.m. We're not drinking right now. We could be, but no. Anywho, the first thing I do want to talk about is my big debt. Because I think that is something that a lot of people do have, and that is mainly student loans, of course. So I did go to a private university for my first year of college, and that was an expensive college. However, I did get quite a bit of scholarship from it. So I don't remember how much I paid actually to go to school for that 1 year, but I know it was between $40,000 to $50,000 with tuition and living on campus. And that is the other thing I should know, is I did live on campus all 4 years of college, even when I went to an in-state school, because the college was still 2 hours away. The second school that I went to is Stony Brook University, which is a state university of New York, or SUNY school. I graduated in December of 2019, so I graduated a semester early. I was a transfer student, and transfer students do not get scholarship at this school. And my tuition basically was pretty much almost the same as Marywood University my first year. So I did go to a pretty expensive school still, considering that it is a state school, but altogether I again paid around $50,000 a year to go to school. My final year, I probably only paid 25, maybe less, because I think I was not a full-time student technically. I would have to go back and check that, but it's been a while. So to pay for my college education, I did have 2 different loans. One is a federal loan, or FAFSA. The other was a private loan. Let's talk about my private loan first. To cover that 3.5 years, I ended up taking about $112,000 out in private loan. Now, I have been paying this for about a year almost, and my current balance is almost $104,000. So paid off around $8,000, right? Okay. This is again where you will hear all the time how messed up everything is, because my principal balance was $104K. So I am just hitting my principal balance. The rest that I've been paying is all interest. So I have paid, and I can actually pull this up now. So I have actually only paid roughly $2,800 towards my principal balance. The rest I have paid $5,195 to interest, which is just insane. It is insane. It is insane. But I also am lucky because I do have quite a low interest rate on my loan. So thank God for that. But yeah, 104K left is in my debt for that. As for my federal student loan, that is of course the one that is going through the whole court process to see if we can knock that out for some students, forgive some of the loan for some students that qualify. And I do want to say this, speaking of interest, okay? People who have a problem with forgiveness, student loan forgiveness, doesn't understand that they are not forgiving student loan. They are forgiving interest. That is essentially what is happening if you think about it. Like, I just told you that my original balance was $103 and I've already contributed $5,000 to it. And that $5,000 was just an interest. The other, $2,000 went to the actual principal pay. So that is the insanity of it. So I do have, quite a bit of federal, not as much as my private loan, but that $10K that they want to forgive or $20K that they want to forgive for students is to help knock out that interest rate. But I digress. Anyway, we'll see if it actually gets in court. But as you know, I do put $75 to $80 away for when repayment continues. A lot of my FAFSA actually helped me go study abroad. It did help me cover books and dining and living on campus. Right now, I am $27,000 in debt for just my federal financial aid. So altogether, I'm about $131,000 worth of debt in just my student loan. Originally, I was $140,000 in debt. So almost $150 if you think about it. Now, the reason I say almost $150 is because we do have other debts. I have my credit card debt, which I have done quite a bit of paying off this year. I'll get more into my previous debts that I have paid off over the last couple of months in a separate video when we kind of do our planning for the new year. But originally, like I said, you guys know this, I think. I do have one major credit card, and that is my Discover credit card, and I am about $11,000 in debt with that credit card. Why? Well, because things just kind of happened. I paid it off. I almost paid it off about a year and a half ago. Originally, I was only $7,000 in debt. I got a nice tax refund during the COVID season, during the COVID pandemic because I originally didn't qualify for the stimulus check, so I got that when I filed my taxes. So that pretty much my stimulus check went to helping pay off my debt. And I think I only had maybe $800 left on that credit card, and then I moved. And it wasn't the moving that cost me money, because yes, I put everything on a credit card and then my company reimbursed me, but there were some issues with me leaving my last job and starting this new job, and there was a gap in pay that there wasn't supposed to be. And so I ended up having to charge my first month of bills to that credit card. And I ended up messing up and not realizing how much it was, and I was just swiping at that point. And yeah, the other thing is I do get reckless a little bit with my shopping, and I just spent a lot of money on things that I didn't need to spend. Also food, like groceries, things like that, just eating out with friends, doing things that I wanted to do that I probably couldn't have afforded, all of that stuff. And that racks up, and when you're not paying attention to it, it racks up quite a bit. Now, if you guys remember, I think when I said in my birthday video that I was $10K in debt, that was true. And between then and now, I did put $1,000 down on it. And that had to do a lot with, you know, trying to start a business, trying to pay certain things, helping out for friends who were also in need of money, things like that. You know, and I'm obviously paying that all off. So in total for my debt, essentially I am about $141,000 in debt right now. Now there is good debt and there is bad debt. And that is a lot of what I talked about with my financial advisor was, you know, separating the good and the bad. If you have student loans, like you can claim tax on that, you know, that's why it's called good debt. You know, credit cards, that is bad debt. You don't get anything from it. So my big thing is trying to get comfortable sitting in my student loan debt while I pay it off. Now that we know how much debt that I have, which is this number right here, isn't it so pretty to look at? Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about what my financial advisor actually said. We sat down and we talked about my debt and what my priorities are. And my priority number one is to pay off that credit card. So pay off that $11K, build up my savings, then focus on my student loans. My student loans will always be there until I pay them off. So right now it is technically a bottom priority, as in there are automatic payments coming out of it, and that will be that until it gets paid off essentially. But he said that I should probably tackle my federal loan prior to my private loan. And the reason why, if I'm going to contribute more money after, you know, I pay off the credit card, is because it is a smaller debt. And as you guys know, that is called the snowball effect. The Dave Ramsey, picture perfect way to pay off debt. So the goal number one, of course, is to pay off that credit card. And then when I stop paying off that credit card, slowly put that payment back towards my student loan so I could be, you know, just really attacking it aggressively. So when it comes to that credit card though, you know, he gave me a really good tip about what to do to maybe pay off that debt faster. My minimum payment for my credit card is only $250 a month. I probably contribute closer to $600 a month to that credit card. Now again, you kind of forget about interest. My credit card has an 18% interest. So a lot of that payment is going straight to the interest and not actually to what I need to pay off. With that being said, he advised that I actually end up opening another credit card. Why would any financial advisor tell you to open up another credit card when you're already in debt? He wants me to open up a balance transfer credit card that has a 0 interest rate between 15 to 21 months. And what this does is allows me to take my credit card debt from Discover, put it on this new card, and that will no longer have interest on that debt. So the credit card that I opened up does have a 0 interest for 21 months. And it was the best plan of action for me, because while I say I would love to pay this off within 12 to 18 months, maybe that's not realistic. Maybe it won't be realistic at some points. Maybe, you know, you never know what's going to happen that's going to push your spending left or right. So I chose the 21 interest rate, 0 free interest rate, because that means at minimum, if I want to pay it off in 21 months, so almost 2 years, I would have to contribute at least $530 a month. So pretty much what I'm paying right now. But again, I'm not paying that interest anymore. So that interest isn't accruing, which means I'm going to pay it off faster. The other thing that my financial advisor and I did talk about is my savings. He did say doing the $10,000 savings challenge was a good idea. You know, that I have a good head on my shoulders regarding my savings account and whatnot, and that over the next year, I should focus on savings. Obviously, savings is slow sometimes, and that's okay. But right now, my goal is to save 10K, you know, over the next year. And we are doing pretty good. While I haven't counted my savings challenge, and if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, my savings challenge, if you watch my videos, you've seen it before. It is this box right here. They are available on my Etsy shop. And I do think we can finish this within the next year. Like, I truly believe that. I'm going to have to be more aggressive at some points, and that's fine. But, you know, we're doing it. So that is a goal that I would like to have completed by January of next year. So January of 2024. So we talked about my debt. We talked about what my financial advisor told me to do about that debt. I've spoken a little bit about savings. Let's talk more though about the saving challenges I do want to do aside from that 10K in 2023. So aside from the 10K though, I do want to build up my emergency fund, especially because I know that I'm probably going to be pulling from it to help pay off some of the debt on that one Discover card, since it will be two separate credit cards that I want to pay one off, you know? So I'm trying to get my emergency fund up to $2,000. I have decided that most of the money from the 10K challenge will go into emergency funds. Part of it, I will be funding my Hawaii trip, whatever I am not able to fund and save for. The other, I am going to be paying off some of that credit card debt. So again, I can kind of pay it off a little bit faster. And probably once I finish this 10K challenge, I probably will be doing it again, just so I can, you know, keep building up my savings. The savings challenges that I will be doing though, aside from an emergency one, which I still have to pick, I have to kind of either make one myself or find one on Etsy shop. So if you have a good one that you like doing, drop it down below. I do like supporting other Etsy shops. Also, if you can, please check out my Etsy shop as well. Again, everything, all these challenges and envelope designs and everything like that will be down there. So emergency is $2,000. The other things I have are more so sinking fund challenges, but I'm actually really excited to do them because in the long run, I know these challenges will help and whatnot. So, I will start with the one that, you know, everyone is so excited for because I've nonstop talked about getting a pet. And that is a pet savings challenge plan. I do want a dog. You guys have seen the envelope, future dog, but this is a $500 savings challenge to get a future pet. Now, the reason I'm telling you this one first is because it is not a priority, obviously. You know, with me possibly moving within the next year, I don't even know if I'm going to find a place that will let me get a dog, but it'll be nice to fill this out, save it up, and then put it aside so I don't have to worry about it when I do want to get an animal. So future dog is the first one that I'm going to be doing. So that is $500 right there. The second one that I will be doing is actually for my birthday. And that again will also be a $500 savings challenge. You know, I do think it is super important for you to spend on yourself and live your life. But again, you have to do that responsibly. My birthday, I always kind of go big or go home. It's definitely a day where of shopping and self-care. I typically go get a massage that day or a facial that day, and then I go shopping and I get Starbucks and like I treat myself, and then I go out to a really nice dinner either with friends or by myself or whatnot. It's just a lot of fun, especially because I don't know where I'm going to be next year for my birthday. I'm hoping I won't be in Michigan, but who knows at this point. So yeah, I do have a cute little birthday challenge, and it ranges from $5 to $50, and this will help me save $500 over the next year. So really excited about that. And again, this is in my Etsy shop as well. And the final sinking fund goal for 2023 is Christmas. And I know everyone is talking about Christmas now because it is gift giving season. Everyone's buying. I did save up about $300, I think, in total, or almost $300 for Christmas. And it was definitely a stretch. Like I said, I did end up going over a little bit, not realizing it because I bought gifts for people that I didn't originally have on my list, and I splurged on some people more than others and whatnot because I just love gift giving. So anyway, I did make a Christmas savings one for next year, and this is $1,000. So you have a Santa hat, you have ornaments, you have a tree, you have your stocking and your gingerbread, and again, this is going to help me save $1,000. So all three of these are in my Etsy shop. I probably will be making some more savings challenges throughout the year. If there's a savings challenge that you don't see and you want, comment below or send me a message. I would love to help create one for you. We will have a completely separate video of me writing all of these goals down, resetting for the new year, so on and so forth in the near future. But I really wanted to just put out my debt confession and kind of my game plan for it over the next year. Again, I am not a financial advisor, so this plan is strictly just for me. It is what my financial advisor told me to do. So if you, again, would like a plan yourself, I highly encourage you to go find one. Like I said, a lot of them do a free consultation and whatnot. So that's going to be it for this video. I think I'm kind of glad we started talking about, you know, the new year and my debt and everything like that. As always, please make sure that you are subscribed below and you do have the bell notifications on so you know whenever I do post, as well as maybe give this video a little bit of a like. It helps people find me a little bit more. I am also back to my normal posting schedule, so you will hear from me more often. Please, again, also check out my Etsy shop. Got a lot of cool things in there to help set you up for the new year, which again, I will make another video about in the near future. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.